Men and women, boys and girls, and welcome to the one, the only Flapper News Now. The year is 1941 and we are here to do our annual review. In this unique, hard-hitting report, we're coming straight to your eyes and right to your hearts with a special hard-hitting report on the last 2 decades in this marvelous United States. 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, you're on with your resident newscast composer and political analyst, Mary Hartley, here to set the story straight. Let's go to Shay, Heather with the weather.
Thank you, Mary. I'm standing outside the studio and, as you can see, the weather is beautiful. I hope everyone has a gorgeous day and takes full advantage of it.
I hope so too, Heather. Now, this isn't the only kind of weather we've had in the past few years, is it?
Not at all, Mary.
Just 12 years ago, our nation experienced a horrible drought in the Great Plains region. After years of over-farming using new technologies, such as mechanical plows, the topsoil was pulverized, and many of the plants keeping erosion at bay were killed off, leaving the soil dry to be blown away by the wind.
The Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl. 100 million acres were affected, and the dust storms, in some cases, reached all the way to the eastern coast in New York City.
That was the winter of the red snows, if I'm not mistaken.
You were not mistaken, Mary. Mixed with dust from the storms, the snows in New England appeared an earthy red.
And of course there was Black Sunday, April 14th, 1935, where the dust was so thick that it blocked out the sun.
And could you fill us in on some of the ramifications of the Dust Bowl, Heather?
Yes, Mary, gladly.
Crops suffered. More than 1 million farmers were put out of work, and livestock died or went dry. It greatly contributed to the downturn of the United States economy and inspired a myriad of artistic media, such as photographs and books, like The Grapes of Wrath, a novel by John Steinbeck detailing the travels of the dispossessed toward better farming land.
Anything else to say?
No, just keep warm, stay dry, and have an excellent day.
Thank you, Heather. The Dust Bowl certainly did stir up quite a mess, but Franklin Delano Roosevelt did what he could with the soil conservation and drought relief services, and, thank goodness, it seems to be about over. Now let's head over to Richard Richards with our annual Sportscast review.
Thank you, Mary. You're looking groundbreaking, as always.
Charmed, I'm sure. Now, Richard, you haven't been with our company long, so you haven't been able to see off any of our sports star guests. Is that right?
That's right, Mary. But I'm sure I'll get the chance soon. In the meantime, I've been reviewing some footage I have in storage. Let's take a look at it.
Your wish is our command.
And there's baseball legend Ray Chapman being struck by Carl May's pitch. Ouch. That one's gotta hurt.
Did he make it through, Richard?
Unfortunately, no, Mary. Ray Chapman died 12 hours later of substantial brain injuries. What a way to go.
What a way indeed. And can you tell us what the impact of this was?
Well, following Ray's death, it was determined that the Empire should replace dirty balls, and therefore spitballs have been banned. Some folks have even become determined to make batting helmets a requirement.
My, but isn't that awful?
Don't get crass with me, Mary. It's a man's game and a man doesn't have to wear a helmet. It's a matter of pride.
Precisely why I'm not a man. Please, Richard, keep going. Who's next?
Next, we have this clip of former sportscaster Barbara Coyle meeting with the professional boxer Jack Dempsey.
Thanks, Mary. Well, on this momentous occasion, we have among us a rising star of the boxing world, William Harrison Jack Dempsey. Jack, can I call you Jack? Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I was born in Manassas, Colorado, and I'm a Mormon, and I was baptized when I was 8. And my family was poor, but we did what we could.
A Mormon? Really? You know, I've never met a Mormon before.
Well, you've met one now, and I'm proud to be a Mormon. Just ashamed that Jack Mormon that I am.
Well, can you tell us a bit more about your career?
Certainly. I started my career with barroom brawls.
I'd walk into a saloon and lay down some money on myself against anyone who dared to pick a fight with me, and I rarely lost. I played bodyguards to the president of Salt Lake Turbine for a while, and boxed my way through the big leagues.
Only man that beat me by knockout was fireman Jim Flynn, that dirty SOB, but I gave it back to him in 1918.
And what can you tell us about the accusations concerning your fight with Jess Willard? Be honest, Jack. Did you cheat?
I didn't do anything against the rules. I'll go on my grave with that on my lips. I swear I was honest. Willard just doesn't know how to take a punch.
Thank you for your time, Jack, but that seems to be all the time we have for tonight. A fine farewell to you, and good luck defending your title tonight. Ta-ta!
Bye. Walk out.
Well, you certainly dug that out from the pit, Richard. That clip is from 1920.
It sure is, Mary, and quite a lot has happened in his career since. Defending his title, Jack knocked out Billy Minsk in 3 rounds, and in December barely managed to keep himself on top against Billy Brennan.
Those Bills are a tough lot.
They certainly are. Several months later, Dempsey went up against Carpentier at Boyle's 30 Acres and generated the world's first $1 million boxing event. It was phenomenal. Mary and Jack won by a landslide. He won 2 more titles defenses, only to lose it in a 10-round showdown in 1962 against Jean Tooney.
And he was married to Estelle Taylor, correct? How did he explain that to her?
He walked into his dressing room and said, "Honey, I forgot to duck."
How enthralling. Thanks for your time, Richard, but I'm afraid we're all out for you. Anything to say?
And if any of you have any pull with Babe Ruth, you send him my way. Until next time, stay sporty.
Well, that's our sports segment for the day. In a few moments, we'll come back with our review of the economy. But in the meantime, here are a few words from our sponsors.
Treat yourself right. Face the day refreshed. Drink Coca-Cola. And remember, everyone, no one else can make us, and you cannot escape us.
Are you tired, worn down? Have you been up too long and have to stay up longer? Well, that's not an issue when you have Maxwell's House coffee in the house. Just 1 cup will warm and wake you up. And the flavor? To die for. Maxwell House. You know you're home.
California vegetables, the aristocrat of the crop. We let them speak for themselves. Cheerio!